Hello everyone, this is Kraljan. We're in week 6 of the European LCS and I'm here with YoungBuck from the Copenhagen Wolves. Congrats on getting back on track with that win against Millenium. Starting from the picks and bans, we saw 5 bans on mid lane champions. Can you elaborate on the thought process behind that?
Curb is a very strong LeBlanc player. However, we didn't expect them to go for 3 bans, and once we saw it, we said, oh, they have a plan to first pick Gragas. However, they decided not to because we left Elise open on purpose. We got the Gragas, and then we knew that he was going to pick Fizz, so our entire game plan was set at that moment.
Why did you want the Fizz?
We like to lane swap into mid lane. It's probably our strongest strategy, and we have a lot of experience with it, and we also train it every week. So we thought that by doing that, we could probably push him in and deny him a lot of farm.
And I think earlier in the split you said that picking Trundle against Renekton is not a good idea. What made you change your mind?
Wicked showed me how it's done in our match, and I played the Renekton and he beat me. I asked him how he did it, and then I started applying it myself in scrims, and now I really like that matchup as Trundle.
Okay, moving on from the game, last week you posted a photo of the key to your gaming house. Did you move in already?
We haven't moved in, but today we received internet, so we're just waiting for all the furniture to arrive and we are moving in.
Do you think that will help you get back in shape even more than this week?
Yeah, most definitely. Right now, traveling towards the studio takes at least 1 or 2 hours, and it's also a little bit unorganized with staying in apartments and hotels, so it will definitely help us.
What was the main reason behind your losses in the last weeks?
Well, most of the times we got ahead, but we threw it in mid-game, and we realized that most of it was in our communication and some of our gameplays. Like, we didn't ward very well, especially deeper in the enemy jungler, so we couldn't take advantage of our lead.
Do you think the LCS is harder than what you expected?
Both yes and no. I definitely see some teams that have stepped it up. On the other hand, I also think that we are playing weaker than our potential. So if we actually reach our potential, I might be able to answer that better.
What teams surprised you so far with their performance?
I didn't expect Rocket to lead the LCS right now. I did know that they were a strong team, and I expected them to be around 4th or 5th. However, they are showing that they are very strong right now and have improved immensely. And I'd say the same for Super Hot Crew and SK, who I thought were bottom tier teams and just seem to be so strong right now.
Besides your somewhat poor performance lately, how you experienced your first LCS split personally?
I started off pretty good, and then I started to get in a little bit of a slump, and it also reflected in the results of CW, and everyone had a bit of problems. So at the end of last week, we actually had a talk, and we said, guys, we need to step it up. We all need to train harder, and that's something we've really done this week.
Your former teammates, Shook and Reckless, are also experiencing some problems in their teams. What do you think are the main reasons for that?
It's hard to tell about Shook's team. However, their bot lane seems to be a little bit unstable, and I think they still don't really have a good shot caller. As for Reckless and Fnatic, I don't know. Sometimes losing sprees just happen, and then it's up to the team to have the personalities to work on it.
You're playing against them tomorrow, so what do you expect from that match?
Well, I think if they lose today, then they will be very down, and we can actually use that. If we just get an early snowball, we can probably demotivate them and crush them.
Anyone you want to thank or anything like that?
Yeah, I want to thank my sponsors. SteelSeries, Ubuntu, Komplett, and I'm probably forgetting someone. No, I'm not.
Okay, thank you very much for the interview and best of luck tomorrow.
You're welcome.